There's multiple reasons, the primary one being we don't want to. Man, guys, this has been a rough morning. This is part of the reality of what's going on in our lives right now, and this channel is filming our lives, so I feel like I need to share. I'm pretty much just crying because I'm throwing a pity party for myself. But I woke up this morning and it got really cold last night, so it was 22 I think, or 24 was our low. And we have one little electric heater in the camper, and that's it. And we've had it on high. But, so it's keeping the camper decently warm. And we have a heated blanket on our bed too. But I have to sit out here and work during the day because the house is just an absolute disaster zone. And if you hear noise, it's because Hunter is on the roof, working on the roof right now. But, yeah, so the camper stays okay as long as we have warm clothes on and a heated blanket and the heater on high. It's okay in here. It's still pretty chilly, but it's livable. But this morning I woke up and I tried to make my coffee and the heater's off and it's freezing in here. And 2 days ago the outlet behind me stopped working, and I checked the breakers and everything, and nothing's wrong, nothing's tripped. This morning, so we had to move the heater because that was plugged into that one, and then this morning I checked it and that outlet stopped working. The heater was plugged into, so I think it's doing something to the outlets. We can't figure out what. And then I went to go boil water for my coffee in our little electric kettle, and that outlet stopped working, so now it's all plugged into one area in the kitchen, and if that stops working I can't cook in here, so that's really frustrating because we don't have a stove that works inside. So I'm just out here freezing. I finally got the heater turned back on and working. We still don't know what's wrong, but I'm just ready to move into the house, and it's so far away from being ready for that. And I'm cold. And I'm trying to work. And I know it could be a lot worse, but I'm just frustrated. So I felt like I would share that this process is not as easy as it looks, and it's not always fun. And the weather hasn't been cooperating necessarily. It rained the first few days Hunter was here, and so they couldn't work on the roof like they were supposed to, which is the first thing we need to get done before we can work on other stuff. So we're really behind, and he's only here for another week, and yeah, that's really all. I just needed to vent, I guess. Hopefully we'll still be able to move into the house before Christmas, but I don't really see that happening at this point, so we're definitely not going to be able to go get our stuff before Christmas because it's going to cost over $2,000 to go fly to Michigan and get a U-Haul and all that kind of stuff, so that's where we're at. I probably shouldn't do this. I'm so clumsy. Dang. We got a lot done this morning. Never been up here before. This is kind of scary. Only because I'm clumsy, not because I'm scared of heights. I could care less about that. I trip easily. This is beautiful. Ignore how I look. I spent the first couple hours of my morning crying because I was cold. Yeah, it's been a day. This is a cool view. I'm level with the road right now. That's how far down our house is from the road. That's a mountain. It's hard to see, but it's there. That's the one you can see from the road. That'll be our orchard. That's our woods. Getting down is the scary part. Oh god, it's awful.
Camper.
What's wrong with it?
That breaker on top that I said was the water heater is not the water heater.
Oh.
So it was just tripped.
Cool.
Which means, you know, at some point we just pulled too much power through it, which with the heater on high.
I mean, yeah, like it went off when I tried to use the electric kettle this morning. So.
Oh, yeah, yep. Yep.
Like,
Turn the heater off when you want to use the electric kettle. The battery converter.
Okay.
Now the battery's fine because the onboard charger never stopped working.
Yeah.
So since we were plugged in the whole time, the battery stayed charged. But it just wasn't powering anything else because that link was broken.
I know you guys probably can't see it very well, but man, it's starting to feel like a real garden. I just did 1.5 more beds. I'm gonna top it off before it gets, I'm gonna finish up the last half of that one over there before it gets too dark, but it's beautiful. I'm so happy here. Should we try to make it? Okay, I was going to film on my camera in here while I'm doing things, but the batteries are both dead and I didn't realize it. I think it's just because it's been like 25 degrees at night, and even if I have them charged, they just die. So I have one charging in the cozy camper right now, and hopefully I can actually film something today, or else I don't know what I'm going to show you guys next weekend. But this is my project for today. Hopefully I'll get more than this done, but there's a lot of work I need to do. I know it doesn't really look like it, but all the trim needs to come down in here. For me, it's kind of hard to do because the guys are usually using the ladders, and it's hard for me to like get up there and pull on it without like ruining everything. So I'm gonna pull the trim down, which we're not keeping it, so it's okay if I break that. I just don't want to break the drywall in here because we don't really want to replace it right now. So trim, there's, if you look over here, they had like a bajillion curtain rods and nails and screws all over the walls, and they're like all over the room. So I need to do that. I need to pull off the lower trim, whatever those things are. I think those are like tie backs for the curtains. I need to take all the outlets off, and then I'm gonna prime in here. So I primed Taylor's music room. This is gonna be my office, by the way. Down the hall, I primed Taylor's music room. Over the last couple days, it might need another coat in some spots, but for the most part, this room is gonna get painted like charcoal gray, like dark gray. And so is the ceiling. So there's gonna be, this wall is gonna be like seafoam green as like an accent wall, and then he is leaving these closet doors off, and in there he's gonna keep like his amps and speakers and stuff. I don't know guitar stuff, but that's gonna be like a vintage pink in there. So there's gonna be 2 accent walls. The rest is gonna be like charcoal, and eventually we'll refinish all the floors. That AC needs to leave, but this room is so much brighter. Look how much brighter it is in here than it was. I'll try and pop a picture in here of how it was before, but I don't really have any good pictures because it was so dark in here. But I'll flip the camera around and show you. Okay. So yeah, I think I might do another coat on that wall over there. But yeah, this was like yellow before, and I moved all of our like garage. This is our garage now. My office was the garage before. So this is our garage now. I organized everything. That's trash. And we have patching to do in here. That's why I didn't prime in here yet. So we have to patch a bunch of stuff down here. And then I think he broke the wall down there. We took the closet shelves out. And yeah, this needs to move. This is like the cord that they ran for the bathroom fan. Of course, they did the lazy way. But yeah, so this will be his music room. It's a lot brighter than it was. Once I finish doing my office in here, it was like this yellow color in there too, and it's so much brighter now. So excited to see what this is gonna look like. This is gonna be like a dark, deep green in here with like probably some white. So that's my project for today. After I do this, I'm gonna move into our bedroom, which is the last bedroom upstairs, and then everything will be primed in here. And then, hopefully, probably sometime next week, it's not gonna happen this weekend. They did ceilings, well, some of them last night. We ran out of drywall. Dining room has ceilings, some of our kitchen has ceilings, And then we get to the living room, which I also need to prime. But yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. So that's probably all of this over here needs to get done before we can do the living room, because we need to take that insulation and like blow it up and over back onto the dining room and kitchen ceilings. So our hallway also does not have any ceiling in it right now. We also have all the lights. Taylor installed all the lights. We had to take them down to put the drywall up, but we got the hole saws today to cut holes and we can put lights in the ceiling even though it's not finished. We'll have to pop them back out when we're finishing it, but it's starting to come together a little bit more. I'm really excited. And I would love to show you me working on this, and you might see a little bit of it, but like I said, my actual camera, I'm filming on my phone right now, my actual camera batteries are charging and my phone's probably gonna die because it's cold. It's like, let me see what temperature it is in here. Yeah, my phone's gonna die pretty fast. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see me working on this, but I'll try. Okay, I feel like I need to address this on here too. I've addressed it on Instagram, but I've had a lot of people ask me, mostly on Instagram, a couple people on YouTube, why are we not taking out this wall between the kitchen and the living room? And there's multiple reasons. The primary one being, we don't want to. The secondary one being, it's the main structural like load-bearing wall. So it would be expensive to have to like put a beam up and you know, all that. But thinking about it, it really wouldn't make the space feel bigger. I personally, like in person, this space feels huge. All right, I got interrupted earlier. I have since stripped my flannel because it's getting warm. I don't remember exactly where I was at, but I'm going to say, okay, so this wall between the living room and the kitchen is our main load-bearing wall through the house. This is just a 70s ranch, and the main reason we're not removing it is just because we don't want to remove it. But also it's the load-bearing wall, and it would be expensive to replace it with a beam, or, you know, even if we partially opened it and did like a cased opening, we'd still have to like put in a new header for all that and everything. And we are doing this renovation on a paycheck to paycheck basis. Like literally as we get paid, we're doing more work. And like we have a little bit of savings left for after buying our house. So there's a lot of stuff we have to do in here and pay for, and that is like the least of our priorities. Second of all, the layout of our kitchen is going to change. This is no longer going to be here. There will be like an island going lengthwise in here. So like the way that this is going right now, it's gonna go back towards that door. And so it'll be more linear in here. This will feel like one big open space. This space feels way bigger in person than it looks on camera. I can promise you it's huge in here. And I don't want it to feel bigger because the ceilings in here are 8 feet tall. They're a standard 8-foot tall ceiling. And just based on everything I've learned in school and just my personal preference, I don't feel like when you have a standard 8-foot ceiling or anything less than like, I don't know, when you have like a standard 8-foot ceiling, it really just doesn't make sense to me to have like a big open concept space, because it actually makes your ceiling feel small, like lower when your space is all open. And I don't want that. I don't want the ceilings to feel low and have one big vast open space. Also, we'll eventually have like built-in cabinets along this wall for extra storage, and if that wasn't there, I would have less storage. I would really love to have more storage. We want to have like really cool bench seating alongside that built-in shelving, or like built-in cabinet hutch style, you know, like coffee bar. Over there, we're gonna have a banquette bench seating for like our dining table in the corner over there. And like eventually this will be a French door out to a porch. So we're gonna be getting a lot of light in here from this side. Once these cabinets are shelves, we're gonna expand the kitchen a little. Like we know, like we have it all planned out. We know what we wanna do, and it doesn't make sense to me to make this one big open space. It's just gonna make the ceilings feel really low that way. So there's like a huge tree line at the back of the house that we're actually taking out because it's like 10 feet from the house, and then there's another 10 feet, and then it's the forest. So we get like a lot of our light blocked by that little tree line. So we're gonna be removing that. We'll get a lot more light in here because of that, and it will bounce off this wall, making this space feel brighter. If we were to open it, this center area is gonna feel dark because there's not gonna be anything for the light to bounce off of. Simultaneously in here, that's our only like big southern window, and it's not really even facing south. And there's like a huge overhang because it's by the porch. So this room's even kind of dark. But if the reason it's like a little bit bright at all is because it's bouncing off this wall. This room's gonna be white. So it's gonna be a lot brighter in here with this wall in here. And then lastly, my arm's getting tired. This wall, which is the one that keeps being questioned, is going to be where our TV goes. This yellow wall back here. We just popped the hole in the center of it for the TV over there, you can see. We don't like the idea of having our TV on our fireplace or like tucked in a corner or something. We have a really pretty mid-century sideboard that has a record player in it that we've been wanting to refinish and like get functioning again. It'd be so cool. Taylor has so many records. We want to be able to put that in here underneath the TV and like actually use it. So this wall provides somewhere for our TV and that like vintage sideboard to go. And really, I just, in general, my whole goal for a house is to make it cozy. And I just think having like a big open concept L-shaped space is the exact opposite of cozy. The ceilings would feel really low because they're just 8 feet tall and it's like a massive space. Yeah, I'm just not about it. Like, if you like open concept, that's good for you, and I like it in certain circumstances, but our house, just being a 70s ranch, is not the circumstance for open concept. And we're still gonna have a big 8.5 foot long island in the kitchen. We're gonna have a really pretty, like, cozy dining nook and extra cabinets in here. The living room has space for like the TV and our sideboard. And it has like the perfect spot for the couch where you'll still be able to like look at the TV, but also have like a nice cozy access to like seeing the fireplace and everything. And yeah, I don't know. We've thought through this a lot, and this is literally what I do for a living. I'm not renovating houses, but design. Like, I have a master's degree in architecture, and I'm not saying that my way is the right way and no everybody else is wrong, but like, this is my house. And I don't even know how many reasons I just listed, at least 5, I think, like why we want to do it this way, and we know how we want to do it. So might show you guys some renderings that I've done. I'm still learning the software, so they're not great, but they're not bad. I'll pop them in here if I can find them, and you'll see what we're kind of thinking. But yeah, we're not opening this up. It would be too expensive, and there's just a lot of reasons why we don't want to. So I just felt like I needed to address that. And if you disagree, I'm sorry, but this is my house. I know I'm going to love it, and I know what I like, and I really hope that you're able to do your own ideas in your own house without other people criticizing you. So I'm going to be done with my rant now.